Louis Armstrong was a great trumpet player and singer. He was a pioneer of jazz music and has influenced popular artists today. Louis Armstrong was born on August 4, 1901. Growing up in a poor family, Armstrong went to Fisk School for Boys, but later had to leave school after 5th grade so he could work to help support his family. Armstrong started his career as he sang along the streets of New Orleans in a quartet with his closest friends. Armstrong was always fascinated by the music played at Funky Butt Hall, which was a local theater in New Orleans. Through all these experiences, Armstrong's love for music grew. Louis Armstrong's biggest inspiration was Joe Oliver, or better known as King Oliver. At age 21, Louis Armstrong was invited to be a part of King Oliver's band in Chicago. Armstrong quickly accepted this amazing opportunity, but in 1924, Louis Armstrong decided it was best to go solo, and his career soon shot up. Throughout the 1920s, Armstrong was a name that was very popular and soon became a worldwide performer. Louis Armstrong not only impacted jazz music, he revolutionized jazz music itself. Here is a part of an interview from 1956.
The first war, because I knew all about shoulder arm and parade rest. They put me in the little old band, and in a month's time, they made me leader of the little old band. I stayed there till I was 14. And during that time, the little band used to go into the city and play and pass the hats around. And we wasn't allowed in the red light district, but boys 13 years old, you know what I mean, that sun down on them all the time. They look like old men. So all we had to do was put on long pants. They wouldn't know the difference. That's how I got a chance to hear all the Bunk Johnson, Manuel Perez, and all the best bands and everything.
As an African-American man, many white people did not think Armstrong would succeed. He faced racism when he was a young boy, and despite his success, faced racism throughout his musical career. To quote Louis Armstrong, "When I was coming along, a black man had hell. On the road, there was no decent place to eat, sleep, or use the toilet. Service station cats see a bus of colored bandsmen drive up, and they would sprint to lock their restrooms. White places wouldn't let you in, and the black places were all run down and funky because there wasn't any money behind them. We Negro entertainers back then tried to stay in private homes, where at least we wouldn't have to fight bedbugs for sleep and cockroaches for breakfast. Why, do you know I played at 99 million hotels I couldn't stay at? And if I had friends blowing at some all-white nightclub or hotel, I couldn't get to see them, or them to see me. As time went on and I made a reputation, I had it in my contracts that I wouldn't play no place I couldn't stay. I was the first Negro in the business to crack them big white hotels. Oh yeah, I pioneered Pops." A wide variety of artists were influenced by Armstrong, like Ella Fitzgerald, Tony Bennett, Lady Gaga, Adele, and so many more. If you were to listen to any of these artists, they used similar techniques that were inspired by Louis Armstrong.
A tisket, a tasket, a brown and yellow basket. I send a letter to my mommy. On the way I dropped it, I dropped it, I dropped it. Yes, on the way I dropped it. A little girlie picked it up and put it in her pocket. She was trucking on down the avenue, but not a single thing to do. She went pecking all around when she spied it on.
She loves the theater, but she never comes late.
I never bother with people that I hate. That's why this chick is a tramp.
She doesn't like crap games with barons and earls.
I won't go.
Starting in my heart, reaching a fever pitch, and it's bringing me out the dark. The scars of your love remind me of us. They keep me thinking that we almost had it all. The scars of
Armstrong appeared on many talk shows and game shows. He toured worldwide and the seats were always filled. Everyone wanted to hear Armstrong's unique voice and his trumpet, including royalty. Louis Armstrong hit insanely high notes on his trumpet, and his voice was one of a kind. He had set the bar very high for other jazz musicians. Louis Armstrong was simply the best jazz musician that ever lived. Louis Armstrong passed away in 1971 due to a heart attack. It was a very tragic time for the city of New Orleans and the world. The Jazz King had passed away, but his impact on the world is still alive today. In the words of the iconic song, "What a Wonderful World," Louis Armstrong envisions a world where everyone is equal, where racism does not exist, only peace, love, and unity.
Also on the faces of people going by, I see friends shaking hands, saying, "How do you do?" They're really saying, "I